welcome you back to Boxing Jabs. And tonight, we're going to talk about Roy Jones Jr. saying that basically Jaron Boots Ennis will beat Errol Spence and Terrance Crawford. That's a strong statement to make. He believes that Jaron Ennis has the skills of a Roy Jones himself, Sugar Ray Leonard, and other great fighters that have come throughout the history. Jaron Boots Ennis is possibly the most exciting fighter in boxing. He hasn't been given his chance to move up and fight credible fighters, but when he has had the chance to fight those fighters, he has blown them away easily. This young man has people terrified to get into the ring with him. It was estimated that Jaron Boots Ennis had 14 people turn down the fight with him. Now Boots Ennis is looking for fights. You know the next person he fights, he's going to blow away because the competition is not on his level. But when he gets the chance, if he gets the chance to fight Errol Spence or Terrance Crawford, he believes that this young stallion will take them to school because of his youth, his strength, and his confidence that he has. See, Terrance Crawford and Errol Spence should have fought a long time ago. We know about the problems that Errol Spence has had because of his accident, and it put his schedule behind. You know he's fighting Jaron Ennis April 16th to unify the championships that they have. And we know that Terrance Crawford is waiting around possibly to fight either Errol Spence if he beats Ugas or Josh Taylor, the video I just made before this video. But Boots Ennis is a guy, it seems like, going to be waiting a long time before he gets his title shot. And it's sad to say, because back in the day, a guy like Boots Ennis coming up at 28-0 would have basically had a chance to get his shot, because fighters back then fought 3 or 4 times a year. You know, champions just didn't sit around and fight 1 time a year or maybe twice a year. Yes, we know about the pandemic, but back then everybody wanted to fight the best. And will Jaron Boots Ennis get his opportunity? This kid is fast, quick, powerful. He brings the pain. Maybe the only thing that's lacking is that he has some defense problems, because you can hit him. That's true. You know, you can touch him up. But other than that, man, this guy is no joke. He's the future of boxing, and everybody knows it. This is the #1 prospect in boxing, other than Ortiz, who's also a welterweight. And that might be the future mega fight that everyone want to see, because Virgil Ortiz is an up-and-coming superstar in the welterweight division. These two fighters are going to be the next generation. That's when Errol Spence possibly moves up, Terrance Crawford possibly moves up to 154. That will leave those two open to take over the welterweight division and possibly have a mega fight 2-3 years down the line. And it's sad when you have to wait that long to get a mega fight with guys who are almost 30-0. It seems like boxing, to me, has taken 5 steps back. It seems like the best doesn't want to fight the best. They talk a good game, but the fights never come off. One thing I could say about Wilder and Fury, they got it on 3 times. I want to see some of these young stallions get in there with some veterans. That's why I'm so anxious when Top Rank said we could make the fight with Josh Taylor and Terrance Crawford, because I'm looking for that fight. You know, once we had a 36-year-old Floyd Mayweather fight a 23-year-old Canelo Alvarez, Yes, Canelo got taken to school, damn near lost every round, but it made him a better fighter in the long run. And right now, he's the pound for pound best fighter in the world. And he's making the most money than any fighter fighting today. So Roy Jones making this statement is not just a guy who's coming off the street. Roy is, when in his time, was damn near the best fighter of his era. Roy was unbeatable until that punch by Antonio Tarver. Then Floyd Mayweather took over, and you know that's history. But this guy, Boots Ennis, has been certified by Roy Jones Jr. Even Floyd Mayweather talks about Boots Ennis, how great of a fighter he is, and how he can become one of the greats of all time if given his chance. But he's going to have to wait around a long time. I want to thank you for listening to Boxing Jabs. I hope you subscribe to this channel, hit that like button, also share this video.